Hello and welcome to Cambrian College News. Today we bring you our Student Economics Special. I'm Andrew Lowe. Today we're focusing on you, the students, and what job losses and a troubled economy mean for the student population. Employment loss and economic turbulence have been the focus of headlines for months now. Here at Cambrian News, we wanted to get a sense of what your reactions are.
Pretty nervous because I'm in public relations, so I have to deal with the public a lot, and because of the economy, people are just going to start doing it on their own instead of using the middleman. So I'm a little bit worried. I know I'm not going to find a job in Sudbury, so I'm going to have to move away from my whole family to find a job in my current fields.
I'm a little nervous. Planning on getting into a little bit of the music community kind of thing, so I'm not exactly sure. I'm still doing a little bit of research on see how that industry is kind of thriving or lack thereof thriving, I guess.
I'm quite nervous because the journalism field, print journalism field, is has been hit. I've heard in Sudbury that some people at Sudbury Star in the Northern Life have lost their jobs due to the poor economy. So, looking at my future prospects, I'm not totally enthused about, entering the workforce such as it is right now.
I wouldn't say I'm overly concerned with it because I'm willing to move wherever work takes me, so wherever there's a job available, I'd be willing to move.
The mining companies are kind of on a downward spin. I'm hoping that by the end of my 3 years that the economy will be going in an upward trend, hopefully. I'm a little bit worried about it, but really, what can we do?
Those are just some of the reactions from students here at Cambrian in regards to the current financial crisis. In Ontario, the situation looks bleak. There have been employment cuts across the province. The manufacturing sector has been hit the hardest, and it's caused massive job losses. 35,000 jobs were lost in February. This decrease pushed the unemployment rate up to almost 9%. Since October, half of the job losses have occurred in Ontario. Sudbury has seen the greatest job loss in the mining sector. Almost 700 people at Xstrata were laid off earlier this year, and just recently, over 250 workers lost their jobs at Valley Inco. Our reporter Emily McIntosh spent time with a Cambrian grad who is making sure his tools don't rust while he looks for work.
Igwa, a 22-year-old miner from Levac. He's one of many recently laid off miners.
I finally got hired on with Xstrata about 9 months ago now, and they laid off just recently, so I got a lot of time on my hands looking for work and killing time.
Craig's moving out of his house next month. He only recently paid his first and last month's rent with the promising salary he was earning at the time. He just gave his landlord his 2 months' notice.
Just moved into this place and got laid off about 12 days after.
Craig's worries go beyond just the rent and making the payments for toys purchased after he was hired, such as 2 trucks, 2 snow machines, and a car. Craig doesn't know when or where there will be more work available. He says he will have to leave Sudbury and is looking at places like Timmins.
It's not only Sudbury that is feeling the effects of the recent layoffs. Over 36,000 jobs were lost in January alone. Statistics Canada reports that employment fell by 100,000 among the core age groups adults aged 15 to 54, with men accounting for nearly 2/3 of the decline. Though some say hopeful, we may be seeing more of this in the future.
For Craig Waugh, this is just an opportunity for a new beginning.
I handed a bunch of resumes in Timmins. If I can get a good job in Timmins, I'll take it. I got people looking for jobs here in Sudbury. If I can get, a good one, I'll take it.
For Cambrian College Television, I'm Emily McIntosh.
Thanks, Emily. While finding a job after graduation is heavy on the mind of most students, there are also those who choose to work in the part-time sector while still in school. Cambrian's Employment Center is where many students go to find part-time work. Our reporter, Steve Kingston, found out whether recent cutbacks have affected the part-time sector.
It's the midst of a recession, and Cambrian College Student Employment Services and Co-op Placement say it's business as usual when it comes to student employment opportunities. Head of the department, Judy LaPlante, explains how.
So far, it hasn't affected us. We have a number of postings. We have a number of postings for summer. Sometimes when employers are hiring for summer, they're hiring through wage subsidy programs, which adults would not be eligible for.
The department is receiving employment opportunities all throughout Ontario, giving students a chance to work in their field.
I find they have a lot of just job postings, and you can say, do you have any jobs available for working in hotels or working in a restaurant? And they'll narrow it right down to all the jobs available.
And with the school year coming to its end, Cambrian College normally sees 65 to 70 job openings each summer for students.
Well, they have to be Cambrian students returning in the fall, and they're 35 hours per week. So they're full-time jobs.
LaPlante feels the department is likely to feel the effects of the recession next fall. She says there's a high chance that laid-off workers may take over part-time positions, making it difficult for returning students to find work. Reporting for Cambrian College TV News, I'm Steve Kingston.
Thanks, Steve. Whether or not you choose to work while in school, chances are you've got a student loan. This year, for the first time ever, Canadian student loans exceeded the $13 billion mark. This means bigger loans for more students than ever before. Our reporter, Lori Belanger, has more.
Making ends meet and getting through the school year is a challenge for any student, which may be why, for the first time in Canadian history, Canada's student loan debt has reached its highest mark. Cambrian College student Melanie Kirky is only one of the many students who require financial aid in order to complete her program.
I'm a single mom of 3 kids. I'm pretty much living off of OSAP to raise my family and get my degree. Not easy.
According to Rick Feddick, manager of financial services at the college, the maximum amount of money a student can borrow for one school year has risen in the past 4 years, which also plays a part in the seemingly high number of debt.
They raised it 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Certainly they raised it because of the fact that book costs were going up, tuition costs were going up, the cost of travel by local bus or getting to your own community if you're studying outside of the city were going up. Certainly the rental costs are going up as well.
This school year alone, almost 360,000 students required a loan from the federal government, a number that is increasing faster than $1.2 million a day. Even more amazing is the fact that this number does not reflect or include provincial student debt or personal debt.
It's a 4-year program, so by the time I'm done, I'll probably owe, well, before relief, I'll owe about 60-something thousand. And then hopefully, if I get my relief from it, I'll owe probably around 30 or 40,000 dollars when I'm done. So a little stressful.
Some options for students include applying for OSAP relief and or scholarships and bursaries. One in particular is the Hardship Bursary Program, a fund set up for students who face financial difficulties or emergencies during the academic year. For others, investing in a higher education is an investment in themselves. For Cambrian College Television, I'm Lori Belanger.